Welcome to Let Freedom Ring. This week's episode is dedicated to the memory of Julio Lugo, world champion with the 2007 Red Sox. So we are thinking of him in this time. But we are keeping Sobe Pre-Op, as usual, out of the studio. I'm not as concerned, but, you know, we got a good deal going with security, so we're going to continue to pay them to keep him out. But he is a coward. I don't think he's going to show up here ever again. But this week, my guest is the one and only, the legend, a man I look up to a lot, Ken Nagle. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to have you here. Yeah. I know we've been talking about this for a little bit. Yeah. So it's glad to have you here now. But let's get to know you a little bit. Yeah. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Cambridge, Mass. for the first 12 years. And then I moved up to Woburn to go to high school. And then I moved up to Nashua about 30-something years ago.
Oh, wow. So, what's Woburn's mascot again? Is it
Tanners, it's called.
What is it?
Woburn Tanners.
Tanners?
They had a lot of tanning companies there.
Okay.
So the town was pretty much tannery, so that's why they named that.
Okay. Good town. I used to go to the Elks Lodge for wrestling quite a bit.
I belonged to that.
Oh, do you really?
No, I did.
Oh,
back then. Yeah.
Was Bob the bartender there back then?
Bob?
There's Bob the bartender. So
Bob Burns or something. I know the guy you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
He passed away, though.
No, this guy still, it could be a different one.
It's not the same one.
Yeah,
My nephew actually bartends there now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place. I know they had to do some renovations and things like that. But, we used to do a part on here where we just do one thing that everybody should know about you. But what's 3 things that everybody should know about you?
I don't know. The biggest thing, I think, I'm a good family man. Love my kids. We do a lot of stuff together. Growing up, I coached all the sports and everything else. Get out of work early to see the track meets and stuff like that. So my whole life, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a father, and that was probably my favorite thing. Nice. And then sports, I think, was the next big thing. Love sports. Yeah. Growing up, I played just about everything. So, and then, getting married was probably the next great thing. I couldn't ask for a better family. And right now, I just feel blessed with everything going on. So, yeah.
Now you have three kids altogether?
Yep. Tanya's my oldest, Christopher and Stephen.
Awesome. And they're kind of spread out now, though, right?
Yeah, Tanya lives in Boston and Brighton.
Yeah.
And she just got married this past May.
Oh, nice.
Down in Miami, Florida.
Yep, I saw the pictures. You looked
thrilled. We had unbelievable time. It was incredible. My son Chris got married last September out in Washington State. He was down in Vancouver.
Okay.
Which is the most bottom part.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we didn't get to go because of COVID.
Yeah.
I wanted to go anyway, but because the other family couldn't go, I didn't want to make a thing out of it. And my youngest, Stephen, just got engaged.
Nice.
So I'm wicked happy. He's got a dynamite girlfriend, and they're really good for each other. So.
Awesome. Yeah. I know you're very proud of your kids because we know we've talked about that a lot. So, sticking with the theme of the show, which is Let Freedom Ring. Yeah. And this question means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But what does it mean to you to be an American?
Well, I think everyone is proud to be American, mostly because you have a lot of freedom to do what you want to do. So when you're younger, you have a choice. You can go to school, you can join the service, you can go in trades or whatever. And I think it lets you mold your own future. And I was lucky enough, I joined the Navy right after high school and seen most of the world. So at a young age, I had a choice to go to school or do that, and I think I made a great choice, Just to travel around Asia and stuff like that. People hear a lot of stories. Yeah. They're all true. At my age, I think when I joined, I was 18. I got out when I was 21. But I couldn't ask for a better way of growing up, It's just the people you meet from all around the country. It's not just, Nashua. You meet people from every state, and you become a family, it was just great,
Yeah, because we want to talk about your experiences there. I mean, my grandfather was in the Navy in World War II. Yeah. And he would tell us some crazy stories about Trinidad that I'm not going to share here on Let Freedom Ring.
I wouldn't share half of my things either.
But, how did you make that decision? How did you decide that you wanted to go into the Navy?
Actually, my father was in the Navy.
Okay.
And I think when I was about, I don't know, 9 or 10, he took me to Boston on his ship. It happened to be the New Jersey, was in port, and he took me on that. So it's just funny. I just looked up and I said, someday I'm going to do that, Dad. And it happened.
Awesome.
I did it. So we're, second generation
Very
service.
cool. So like when you were in high school, like was that just kind of the bit like you're just like, this is what I'm doing?
No, I screwed around too much in high school, and I was waiting for my transcripts for a couple colleges I was going to go to, and they never came in. So I didn't want to wait around another year. And one of my friends was still hanging around the same bars and everything else. I just wanted to change your life. So when I went to the recruiter, it happened to be a buddy of mine's brother.
Oh, okay.
So I says, all I want is to go to the West Coast. So they signed me up, and I ended up in the West Coast.
Oh, nice.
It was awesome.
So stationed in California? Or?
Bremerton, Washington.
Okay.
Which is part of Puget Sound.
Nice.
So if you take a ferry anywhere around there, but it's right across from Seattle.
Awesome.
So
awesome. Yeah, I mean I've never been to the West Coast. True story. So no, that's.
I've been up and down the West Coast from one end to the other.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Now you said, so I was going to ask, how long were you were in? So from 18 to 21, you said?
Yeah, 3 years.
Nice.
I actually, a funny thing, I got into a pilot program, which they picked 15,000 sailors you could get out after 180 days if you didn't like it. Because they wanted to see if people really would join just to join, or people would stay in to see, what it would do for you. So I joined with a friend of mine, and he got out after 180 days.
Oh,
But I heard so many stories about Asia that I didn't want to get out. So I spent a year and a half in what they call mothballs.
yeah.
So the ship had to be redone before they ended up going over there. So I waited for that, and I went over there. We spent a year over there between different places, Japan, Thailand, Singapore. And then once we get back to the States, I got out. So.
And was that a tough decision, or were you just kind of like, I've done what I need to do here, or?
Yeah, no decision.
Yeah.
On the way back, I just told the guy 10 days after I get back I wanted to get out. So because of that program was on,
Yeah.
you have to honor whatever you want to do. So instead of 4 years, I did 3 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, what were some of your best experiences while being in the Navy?
I think it's just going around everywhere. I mean, at 19, who's going to go to Japan, Thailand, Singapore, and just to meet some life friendships that we have. Matter of fact, I started a group last year to reach out of the people that were on the USS Sacramento back when I was in, from 75 to 78, and now we got a little group. So it's awesome. You know what I mean? But it was just like a softball thing. It's just like a family.
Yeah, yeah.
You reach out to other people, and it's the stuff you go through a lot because I was a BT,
Yeah.
which is the bottom of the ship. So you go out to sea and it's like 110, 120 down there, whatever. So you don't even have to work. You have to stand and watch all the time. Because as soon as you sit under a vent, after you leave that, you're completely soaked.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So it was crazy. So, I mean, it's just for the people to get together and do that kind of job. I mean, it was like crazy, But the friendships you form there are like lifelong,
Nice.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. What was there like a most difficult part? Like, what's it? Because you're saying 75.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you were probably on a ship when Carlton Fisk hit that home run.
Oh, yeah. You don't get much out there.
Yeah.
Like you go out to sea for 30 to 60 days at a time.
Yeah.
So you watch the same movies over and over again, It's nothing to do, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I had my buddy Leonard was on the show before, and he was in the Navy too, and he said one of the hardest things was he's a diehard Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
And he's like in there when the Cowboys were probably like at the height of their run. So, no, very cool.
I just play cards all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then besides doing your job during the day, you have to stand 2 watches a day. So you can get really the raw end of the stick if you have the 4 to 8, because you work until like 3 or 3:30 or something. Then you have to stay in the 4 to 8, and then you have to get up in the morning 4 to 8.
So it's always just
So
going.
you don't get any sleep. It's just like crazy, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Well,
I mean, I grew up a lot in there for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have to go through a routine of life. You know what I mean? When you're younger, you just work, go to a bar, do whatever. You know, when you're younger. You know what I mean? There's no real structure to your life. You know.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, awesome.
I
And,
think come back a lot more mature than a lot of your friends. That's for sure. Yeah.
well, definitely more than,
Yeah.
going to 4 years. College
Yeah.
is one of those things where
Party.
you're learning, but you're partying a
Oh, yeah.
lot. And some
Believe
people,
me, I've been up there to see my kids.
Yeah.
I know how it is. Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about your softball career, because that is your name. You are the legend.
Yeah. I don't even know how that came about, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just one day it came up, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's been fitting. I mean,
Yeah.
you still play at a high level at 64.
Yep.
Because I remember when you turned 60, we had a big, celebration.
Actually,
at
it
the field.
became the Tiny Pipes at
Yeah.
60. Yeah.
We had the jersey made and everything.
Yeah, it was cool.
But no, and you still going. How did you start playing?
Well, in Cambridge, they start early. Like, I played in this thing called Pee Wees. They start at 4, actually. And then I get into a thing that's called, they name all their teams after sponsors.
Okay.
So I played on a team named Hayes Oil, Wise Chips. I played for years and years. And when I won this, I played baseball, I played Legion and Senior Babe Ruth. And then there was nothing after that. So I joined the Navy. I joined the All-Navy team, which every port you go into, then you end up, playing, teams from that place.
Oh, wow.
And it was awesome. That's when I first started playing softball. But I
That's
started in fast pitch.
Okay.
So
Was that what they were playing in the Navy, was fast pitch?
fast pitch. We had a guy that could throw 90 miles an hour underhand.
Oh, wow.
So
So how does that kind of work? So you go to a port, it's whatever they have there,
Yeah.
just play against them?
well, there's tons of ships there at a time. So
Yeah.
they set up games between the different ships. And then they had a home base team, too. So
Oh, that's
if there's
awesome.
only one ship in there, then you can play the home base team. So
Very cool. Was there any kind of championship, or is it just kind of like,
no, but it's a high level.
yeah.
I mean, these guys are, like, some of the guys are been in the Navy like 15, 20 years. So the guy we had was all Navy pitcher.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? These guys, they're really good, so.
Awesome. What are some of your best moments that you've had playing softball? You probably had a lot in this long career.
I don't know. I think it's just I won several MVPs, a bunch of All-Star games. And this year, it was a funny story on the Thunder Buddies. We had these 3 guys that would sit on the stands. It was one of the kids' fathers and a couple of his friends, have a couple beers, and they would be echoing the crowd. And it was just the funniest thing. But I had this game. I hit 2 triples in a row. And one of the guys yelled, and he goes, "That's why we drafted you first round." So I thought that was pretty funny. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've gone through so many different teams of meeting people, and I think that's probably my favorite thing, because you walk down the street or something and go, "Hey, there's a legend," I played with you, like 20 years ago or something,
Yeah.
And that happened to me. This guy, Ray, that when I moved up here in the 80s, I was at a game one day, and it was only like 10 years ago, and he goes, "Man, I know you."
Yeah.
We ended up playing the same team when
No
I
way.
first came up here.
Yeah.
It was called Poliquin Insurance
Oh, wow.
way back, so that was a pretty cool thing, too.
Yeah.
I think another thing this year that happened, one of the younger guys said to me that I was one of the smartest base runners he ever met.
Oh, really?
So for a young guy to say that, that was a pretty big highlight this year.
I mean, you know when to tag up.
Yeah.
Like, you have a good read on the ball for that. Because I haven't seen you really been thrown out too many times.
No.
It is funny how the softball stuff works, because I was at Gillette this weekend.
Yeah.
Section, I was way up there, 306 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw Lori Beth, who I may have played with her, but I've seen her all around. I'm like, hey, and so that was pretty cool. How does it feel to play this long? Like, did you think when you first started playing that you end up playing until you were 64?
No. I think my enjoyment is to hopefully rub off on some of these younger players, just to see how you play and the love of the game. Some people come and they go, "Oh, shit, I got to come to another game," or whatever. But I want the people to enjoy it. I mean, the people around me. And they, the way I am. So we have fun, and everything else. It's just, I don't want people just to go, I got to go tonight.
Yeah, see, I never
You know
feel
what I mean?
that way.
Yeah, there are a lot of people like that, though.
You know?
But, there's a few younger guys like Cam, that he's been playing with me since he was like 18, and he really took a liking to the game, and he, said a lot of nice things to me about the game, that he learned from me. So that stuff really sticks with you, man.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we had Matt Lee on. He had all very nice things to say
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that you know that you're respected by everybody.
Yeah.
Which kind of gets it into what's it like being the legend.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I had someone, when you get up to bat, he is a legend. And what's the funniest guy is probably Rico.
Yes.
The
legend!
he comes up with
Tiny
the best
Pie!
He comes up with the best names, man.
Yeah.
I just enjoy, like people like that, But I think that's like the best thing for people to recognize you for, someone that plays hard and wants to play. Is going to continue to play. I'm not done yet. So I'm definitely want to play with the same guys for another couple of years anyway,
You're my inspiration because I want to play till at least 60.
Yeah.
Who do you think takes on the next role as the legend?
I don't know.
Is it going to be Brandon P?
I don't know. You never know.
I'm
going to hand it off to somebody.
All right, let's get to the fan questions because you got quite a few of them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we almost got 2 full pages of this. So, Craig Pelletier wants to know. And you know Craig. And,
Oh, yeah. I know Craig since he was 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, really?
He was one of Chris's best friends growing up, or lived up in Killian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're very, yeah.
Yeah, because, Craig's a great guy.
Yeah.
Estimated amount of career games played. This could get...
I can't even think of it.
It's got to be in the thousands, right?
Well, this year I played over 100 games.
Oh, wow.
But I averaged, before this year, because I played on more teams, probably anywhere from 140 to 160 games a year. So you put that over 40 years, I'm like 5,000, 6,000 games anyway.
Could even be more than that.
Yeah, maybe more, yeah.
That is...
You think about it, it's as many as a major league team plays.
Yeah, and if you've been doing it for 40 years,
yeah,
that's...
Well, the funny thing is, like this year, I stopped playing like tournament a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I got sucked back in this year, and now I'm like hooked.
Oh,
so
man.
next year I might be, playing a few here and there.
Yeah, I haven't dabbled too much in tournament ball, like obviously just the random ones, but there is talk about a potential new team, so we'll have to see what happens there.
Yeah, I think I got quite a few under my belt, but, I would say that, I like to play over 100 games a year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you play almost every night, right?
Yeah, I play, this year anyway, I played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Sundays. Last year I played 2 Sunday teams, but the other one, Milford, didn't
Yeah, we
play
didn't
this
come
year,
out this year, yeah.
And then I played the fall ball, so
Yeah.
I played 5 teams this year.
No church ball anymore, though.
That's funny. We might be getting that going again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Same squad?
If you guys don't know, we're actually the God Squad.
Yeah, the God Squad.
I pulled all these guys in for a year, a year or two?
I was there for a year.
Yeah, it was fun.
I now play for Manchester Christian Church.
Yeah.
And
well, they asked me to play this year, a different one, so.
Yeah, I do enjoy playing on Friday nights.
Yeah.
I really do. I get out of work, I'm going to go hang out at the field, even though you can't do anything besides play.
Yeah.
No beers.
Yeah.
No nothing.
That's a funny story. We almost got kicked out of the league for that.
Oh, really?
The church league, yeah. I got to give a shout out to Chuck Emery. I told him I would.
Yeah.
And Paul Petazzani. I stopped playing for a couple years to coach the kids. And when I was 47, they asked me if I wanted to join the church team. So I don't know if I can still play, whatever. So they ended up pulling me in, and that's how I restarted my career.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was the church league first, huh?
Yeah, Main Street. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked playing for that. We had a lot of fun on that team.
Yeah.
We just couldn't,
Well, we pulled a lot of friends on that team. I
Yeah.
mean, we just pulled our whole team together. So.
Well, I thought we were going to go deep that year because we were steamrolling everybody that we played.
Until the playoffs.
And then the playoffs, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But that seems to be what happens in that league.
Yeah.
Because the playoff system is only, I think once you lose one game, that's it.
Yeah.
There is no tomorrow. Which is hard in softball because you look at what we do in Nashua, it's a series.
Yeah.
Every Nashua league is a series, and I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, because 1-0, I mean, you could have your worst year and still win the whole thing, and the person that had the best year goes out the first round.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Especially when you spend so much time, because it goes through like May, June,
It's a
July.
long one. It's like 20-something games. I mean,
Yeah, it's enough
20,
games where it's like single elimination.
Yeah, and you give me all your Friday nights.
Yeah, like
So,
we were the number 1 seed this year.
yeah.
We were out in the first game.
So that's what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
it was kind of like, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
John Nagle wants to know your
My
nephew.
long-lost nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't know it until years later. Like I said, Nagle and Nagle could be a
Yeah.
sitcom.
Yeah.
Who retires first, Kenny or Tom Brady?
Oh, you know it's not going to be me. Funny story, how I met John. We're playing in the Milford League.
Yeah.
And all through the game, you know, I played the outfield, he played this, whatever. He kept on hearing Nagle, 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 both sides of the thing. And I'm saying, oh, who the hell is this Nagle, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. So we're shaking hands at the end of the thing. And he goes, I said, you a Nagle? And he goes, yeah. So I asked him, you know, my grandparents, if it was maybe his, you know, was related some way or whatever. But we weren't related. So he calls me, I go, Kenny? I call him, you know, my long-lost nephew.
It is pretty fun. I mean, is Nagle a common name? Decently?
Some towns, like
Yeah.
Woburn, it's a big name.
Yeah.
You know, but I've also had my sons play as guest appearance players. And one game it was me, John, and Steven, which is cool. We took a picture of that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nagles. So,
Telling you, I always said sitcom. You and John Nagle. We call it Nagle and Nagle. We're gonna make $1 million.
it's just funny when you're playing. That's all you hear the whole game. You know. So
Yeah, because I mean, no, that is pretty much the only thing people call John
yeah.
is Nagle most of the time. Richard Bates has a few questions.
Oh, Batesy.
Batesy wants to know first team that you ever played for. We kind of talked about this. This is the Navy team.
Yep. We call the Oilers
Oh, okay,
because our ship was AOE. It's called the Oils Ammunition and Supply Ship.
awesome.
So that was the first team I played at, and it was 1976.
All right,
Yeah.
good year. That was the 200 year anniversary of the United
The
States.
country. Yeah.
Oh, now this could spark up some controversy.
Oh boy, no.
Because there could be people watching this saying, man, he better say us.
Yeah.
What's your favorite team that you've ever played for?
That's kind of odd.
Because I might even ask after if you give the answer. If it's not a Nashville team, I might ask you, what's your favorite Nashville team?
That would be more on a thing. I got to say the Thunder Buddies.
Really?
I've been
Wow.
for many years, but I got to also say, you know, Kung Fury is a fun team, you know, and also, you know, I can't leave out Jackie Chan's, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got to say, for a co-ed team, the girls that I play with are unbelievable. I just can't believe, you know, you play on guys' teams most of your life, and I didn't start playing co-ed until a couple of years ago, and man, has it come a long ways.
I mean, there's a lot of good girls on that team.
Yeah.
Michaela, Jenna.
Oh yeah, and can't forget, you know,
Rachel.
Rachel, and you know, that was incredible team. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So sorry those guys moved away, you know, Andrew and Rachel.
yeah, they were both great ball players, but I think they travel.
Yeah, because of her job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you guys had a good team. I mean, you've won in years prior. Kind of got the boot this year.
You
How
know,
are
just
you?
so I don't start controversy.
Yeah.
I can say one of my favorite teams
Yeah.
was Bill and Bob's of Woburn,
Okay.
and that will go into the second question of being the national teams.
Okay. Fair
Because
enough.
I played in Bill and Bob's for like 15 years. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I mean, did you like the earlier years better than now, or?
The early years was because I grew up in Woburn. You're playing all the guys you went to high school with.
Yeah.
So, and there was incredible ball players. Actually, a couple of the guys I played ball with actually made the minor leagues, you know, professionally.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, we had Teddy on our team. I mean, he played
Yeah.
college ball, so
Yeah.
sometimes the talent it's hard to distribute it always the right way. Favorite softball moment? Last question from play from Batesy.
Almost taking them out I'm not kidding. We had this year. We had a thing. I was catching, and it was a pop fly to Batesy and me. Well, either one, whoever's going to get it, and we collided, me and him. He sent me going a little bit.
Yeah, because he's got a bad knee.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I felt bad, but we both shook it off and whatever. But my favorite moment, I guess, is after so many years of playing with the Thunder Buddies, finally winning the championship.
That was a crazy
I got to say,
series.
that's one of my favorite moments, I think.
Yeah, I was actually going to those games because I actually took work. The series was that good.
Yeah.
I think I took a few nights off from work to go check it out. And when you guys beat them, it was huge because they had dominated that
for
league.
years, and they're back at it again.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, yeah.
But you guys had the
you got to
moment.
say that had to be a good moment, man. Just the whole team getting together, and we're playing for Cam's dad and mom.
Yeah.
So that made it even more special.
I gotta say one thing too about the Thunder Buddies was I showed up to a tournament one time. It was remember the Do4?
Oh yeah.
I think we took second when you were on the team. The first year I played on it, all I heard was, "Oh, you're playing for the Thunder Buddies? They suck." I go, "We'll see about that." And then we ended up winning the whole thing. I was like, "These guys are. What are you talking?" I'm like, sometimes it takes time to build a team.
Oh, we had a couple bad years.
Yeah.
You got to look at Kung Fury.
Yeah.
We had a couple bad years, but we came. I came from a different team, and Brandon came from a different team, and Jesse came from a team. We all came from the same team, So, and that was Kyle has become one of my best friends. I like, playing with Kyle. So.
Oh yeah, Kyle's always around. From Hunter Hickok.
Yeah.
Who is the all-time walks leader in Nashua men's slow pitch softball? Is it you?
I don't have any stats, but I would think.
Teddy Sr. could have possibly a debate for this because I know that he has a lot.
Yeah.
John Nagle tries to get a lot of walks, but all-time?
I don't know. I don't know
It
who would
could
keep the
be.
stats. I mean, this year I had 56
You had 56 walks?
between the leagues, yeah.
How do you? I don't have the. I just can't. I'll take a walk here and there, but I'm just not patient enough.
In one game, I had 5 walks in one game this year, and I've also, a couple of years ago, I had 5 walks in one game.
Are you crouching the plate? Any strategy to it?
I have a strategy, but can't tell you.
Oh, all right. We're gonna have to get some tape on you and review it.
Yeah.
See where that's at. Chris Perez, if you go back and replay one game, which would it be and why?
I would go back, same thing. I would say probably the Thunder Buddies championship game, because we were playing for something.
Yeah.
And I think that meant a lot, and not just for me and the whole team, and, someone's father that passed away, and, I think that was a big moment. And equally, I would say a big game for me was the fall ball game when Jackie was still alive. We won the championship the last year he was alive. So.
And the name of the blue balls.
Blue balls.
But
Yeah,
it's
what a
not-
name, huh?
I don't know if that's
Blue balls.
implying to anything.
No.
We're hoping not. Hopefully, it's just you're talking about
It's
softballs.
BALZ.
Yeah.
So it's it's got its own spelling. You know what I mean? But,
From your son Steven, what year did you convert from Budweiser to the lights?
probably about 15 years ago when I started playing again. It was cool.
Michael Schultz just asked one more, and I don't, Mike. I'm going to ask the question. Do you know what he's referring to?
I started it.
Okay.
So after the game, we'd have a couple of beers or something. So I started this thing. You couldn't leave till you said one more. And
Yeah.
when you had one more, that means you still had to have another one.
That is a good rule.
So the one more, that's what it is.
Now, what if someone flips you? They get the flip on you.
Well, that happened to me, if you remember. I went to leave, and I was there for 2 more.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, that wasn't too cool because I wanted to go home that night. But
I've had people walking away with their coolers,
Yeah.
like halfway to the car.
yeah, that's
flipping
where I
them,
was.
like,
I was halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys do a thing called mystery beers too on the Thunder Buddies?
Yep.
Where
we
like,
actually.
you'd fill the cooler with some weird stuff.
Yeah, if someone struck out or they popped out to the pitch or something, they would have to buy the mystery beers.
So you
we
just
bought
fill-
some crap, man.
Oh, you guys had
was-
like Natty Daddies.
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
the big ones though.
Yeah.
Anything you could imagine, the worst beer you could drink. So and you had to drink it.
Yeah.
You reach in, you don't look, you grab whatever's in there, and that's what you had to drink.
Oh man.
That was funny though, some of the stuff. And just to see some of the people's face when they took a sip of it.
I subbed in for you guys one night and remember being like, "Oh, what?"
And some of these young kids will drink anything anyway, so they don't care. But for me,
too funny.
I'd be choking on the stuff.
And one thing we want to point out in slow pitch softball: if you strike out, you do have to buy your team a 30-pack.
Yes, you do.
And we even have the people that are in sobriety. They still follow the rule.
Yeah.
They don't drink it themselves, but they'll even bring it down and be like, "All right, guys."
And you had to buy a Pepsi for Jesse.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Well, Diet Coke. That's his go-to.
Well, now it is.
Yeah. From Martin Noonan.
That's the guy I work with.
Is that a Bud Light can? So the picture that we promoted the show was when you won the league MVP for Industrial a couple of years ago.
It's a joke at work because I told him every picture that I take, I'll have a Bud Light.
Yeah.
So he falls to make sure. So that was a joke about that one.
See,
if you go into all the pictures we have for the legend.
I have noticed that you've been doing that, yeah. Because one thing, and I will admit, and I'm going to get called soft for this, I don't care. I've moved on to seltzers.
Yeah.
I do enjoy those more.
Well, the first time I had seltzers, it was kind of funny. It was a Sunday game, and the guys are laughing at me because I drank like 5 or 6 of them, and I had a couple of beers, and then didn't realize it when it hit me, you know what I mean? It's like, and, they were all laughing and shit. And, oh, you like those, huh? Yeah, they're not bad. So,
they've grown. I see more of those at games than Bud Lights.
I just thought it was funny because you could drink them like water, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only problem with that, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I can say that if I sound soft here, I don't enjoy beer like I used to.
Yeah.
I just don't. Maybe it's just getting older. I don't know. Benjamin Bovair, little Benny.
Yeah.
He just put the GOAT.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
You know?
We played in a few tournaments together, He's a good guy, good ball player.
Yeah. Benny, we want to see you out there more.
Yeah.
I can say that.
Oh, I haven't seen him lately. So,
yeah. And then from Christopher Nagle, when is the podcast? And
I sent him.
So I just want to address this.
Yeah, just tell them how they can get on it, I guess.
This is not a podcast.
I thought it was a podcast.
We're a public access show that is also on YouTube. If you'd like to listen to podcasts, I have nothing against podcasts. I'll listen to them here and there.
That was my fault.
Let Freedom Ring is not a podcast. Just want people to know that.
Yeah.
If you, I was just teasing.
He wants to watch it. That's why.
Yeah, and we will have it. Yeah. Well, if you're watching this now, we're going to have this out later tonight. So, let's talk some sports because tonight the Patriots play the Falcons.
Yeah.
Now I got to go to the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was so desperate to get to a game. I didn't care what I had to pay for tickets. I was going.
Yeah.
Is this a trap game? Thursday nights are now we're 6-4.
Yeah.
I think we're on a 4-game win streak. What's going to happen tonight with the Falcons? And it's in Atlanta.
I think it's up to our offensive line what they're going to do. I mean, because Atlanta has a decent defense, and I don't know what happened to their offense. I mean, Matt's really good. Matt Ryan's really good, but Julio, is this big guy, and of course he's not there anymore. So, I mean, late in his career, I think he's having a harder time, performing. So.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to say the Patriots spent what, $300 million? A
lot of defense. Judon's been unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's put a couple of good things on the radio about that. Bill Belichick puts you in the right position to flourish.
Yeah.
And he said he's in his perfect spot and he's excelling at what he's doing. So,
how have you felt about Mac Jones?
Well, it's just a learning curve.
Like
he's a young kid.
He looks better every week.
Yeah. He's a young kid, and he's getting to know his receivers and what he can do, and they got a good running back now to help him out. So, he's got more choices than in the beginning of the year. So.
All right, tonight's and again it's a Thursday night game. That means the Patriots played on Sunday. They had to get right back to work. It's only a few days later. Football usually, you get a week. Do you have a score prediction for tonight?
I think they're going to win by a couple touchdowns.
Okay.
Only because I said I think Atlanta is faltering. I mean, they're not the team they used to be. So.
Someone was saying this year the underdog has won more games than the team that should win on Thursday nights. I do think Thursday nights is tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough
Well,
for
you don't
teams.
have enough time to practice everything. And,
yeah.
They're watching films for that team, but you don't have enough time to go out and practice that, the moves that team's going to come at you with, this defensive, sets they have and stuff,
I'm going to say it's going to be a low-scoring game,
Mm.
and I'm going to say the Patriots win. I think it's going to be really low-scoring.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like 10-7.
All right. We'll see.
Because, I mean, Thursday
I'll buy
night
you a
football.
seltzer if you win.
All right. Sounds good. Because Thursday night football, as much as
Yeah.
I like having a game to watch
Yeah.
on Thursdays, it really does suck for the teams.
Yeah.
What are some of the best sports moments, professional sports moments that you've seen in your life?
I don't know. I think, just watching the Red Sox grow. They didn't win anything for like almost 100 years. And then
A6, yeah.
Yeah, and then they came back and started winning with not even a team that's even known. They just put a bunch of guys together, and it's like incredible. And I think one of my favorites, probably eras, is probably the '70 Bruins.
Oh, okay.
The big bad Bruins.
Yeah.
Watching those guys like little Johnny McKenzie. He's just like Marshawn. Those two guys are same type of guy. So I think it's just a great thing that Boston has come back from a lot of years not doing anything. The Bruins are a top team now. The Celtics still have to grow a little bit, but I think they're coming along. I mean, I think people stopped watching sports for years. You know what I mean? I know I did.
I don't follow as closely a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like the Patriots, I don't miss
Yeah.
ever. I said on the show, I love the Red Sox. I still do, but I will say I was not watching them as religiously as I have in years past,
Yeah.
or even in the last couple of years. It's like I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm older than all the players now
Yeah.
that I like. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't care when I watch football, but baseball is one of those things where everybody growing up goes, "I want to play for the Red Sox one day," and then you're like, "Oh, I'm not a kid anymore. Oh, now I'm actually older than all the players."
I think
on
that
the
it goes
team."
back to they've always had a guy to look up to, like Manny Ramirez. Then you had David Ortiz, Dustin Pedroia. I mean, they've always had like a star player, but now who do you have? There's not that like the big guy that everyone
Marquee
wants to
player.
watch. Yeah,
Well-
I think that's a big thing to do with it.
I mean, Poppy was larger than life.
Yeah, I mean Martinez I think is a great ball player and a good guy to watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, JD. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, they got a lot of guys that excited about playing, and I think in a couple of years they'll have that fallen. As soon as someone steps out in the limelight, I think. But you think about it, every team has that guy. You know what I mean? And we just, we had Mookie Betts and all those guys.
Let him go.
Yeah, and that was a big falling, between him and Benintendi and Jackie Bradley and everyone having an outfield like that.
Because, I mean, in 2018, they were absolutely just dominant
Yeah.
throughout
Well,
that
winning
season.
106 games or something. Did they win?
It's crazy. And then, what's his name? Dombrowski.
Yeah.
He builds this team that's just a juggernaut.
Mm.
He's fired the next season.
Yeah.
And somehow the Red Sox always seem to manage to get back into it.
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty
Well,
close.
they had a bad down year last year, and they bounced back this year.
Yeah, I mean, only, obviously the Astros turned it up.
Yeah.
You wonder.
They got a couple, good pitchers this year. They'd be good. They lost Ebro, though, which is a big part already.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see. Do you think the Astros may have cheated? Or
Yeah,
you
to
think-
hear him banging the drums.
I heard a whistle. And I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
And they were showing that. I don't know.
I don't know. I
The
don't
Braves handed it to them.
know. Yeah.
I was happy about that. As I was, as we've said many times on the show, I used to watch the Atlanta Braves every night when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because
Well, they had the best pitching performers in the.
you had to pay for
thing.
NESN.
Yeah.
So what did you get to watch? You got to
Yeah,
watch
but you
the
also had
wrestlers.
Glavine. You had
Smoltz, Avery.
Yeah.
Then Maddox eventually comes
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Because the 92 Braves, that's what made me love baseball,
Yeah.
was that team. And I mean, I remember Sid Bream coming in after Francisco Cabrera's hit
Yeah.
to beat the Pirates there. And they came against the Blue Jays, and that Blue Jays team was just nasty,
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some top fives here.
Yeah.
Do you have a top 5 favorite movies?
It's funny. You might not think it's a great movie, but I like Eddie and the Cruisers. Eddie Lives.
Okay.
I watch that all the time. I like that movie.
I have not heard of this.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What year did that come out?
Probably 80s.
Eddie and the Cruisers?
Yeah.
What's it about?
It's just about a guy that has a band, and they're beyond, their time. They're like way ahead of their time.
Yeah, yeah.
So at the end of the movie, he puts out this album. They don't like it. So he goes out for a ride and goes off a bridge, presuming he's dead. Come out with another one 20 years later, and he's alive. It was a pretty good movie. I like it.
I'll have to look that up because that sounds kind of interesting. So,
But I like a lot of, war movies,
yeah.
like Pearl Harbor, Midway, and I like John Wayne, too.
Oh,
His
John
movies.
Wayne. My grandfather.
My mother
loved
laughed
him.
at me because she says, "You used to watch John Wayne?" I said, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah, my grandfather loved John Wayne.
Yeah.
Every time I go over there, he have something because they have like a special movies channel for.
Oh,
that.
yeah, just for like a month or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Top 5 TV shows.
I watch quite a few. I like all the Chicago shows. Fire and all those. The Resident. I don't know if you ever watched that. That's good.
Chicago Residence was called, or
No, it's called The Resident.
okay.
It's a hospital show,
Yep.
but it's really good. Of course, I like Yellowstone. I don't know if you watched that.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I know about it, and is it
You
that
gotta watch.
good?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Because I love Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I mean, no one makes a better baseball movie than Kevin Costner.
Yeah, he plays a good part. He's a father that owned a ranch for. Their family owned it for 130 years, and they're trying to force him out with casinos and hotels and airports and everything else, and he's not ready to give it up. So there's a lot of bad stuff that happens on it to try to keep the ranch, but it's very good show.
What year is it based in?
I'm thinking recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to give that a chance.
Yeah. And they're real cowboys. There's a guy on it, Cole Hauser. I don't know if you've seen him in other movies, but he's like his right-hand man, and he's the meanest guy you would ever meet. If you'd meet him in person, he was really like that,
Yeah.
I'd walk the other way.
Nice. Any other shows that
Yeah,
stick out?
I like, let's see, which do I watch? I watch a lot of them, but it's just, I'm trying to think. It's just, I got a brain freeze,
Yeah.
I forget them, but
Just don't say Grey's Anatomy.
no, I don't watch any of that
Okay.
stuff.
All
no.
right. We're good.
I like Gold Rush.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite shows. It's on Friday night. About different groups of people that go and try to find gold.
Is this a reality based or is it? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they some of it's in different like Colorado. Some of it's up in the Yukon, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I really like that. And there's a new show, La Brea, that's pretty cool. It's kind of far-fetched. People fell through. It's almost like a time warp type thing. So they're in 10,000 BC.
Oh, God.
And it's from year 2000 something there.
Yeah.
Living. So that's pretty funny.
I wouldn't mind checking something out like that.
Yeah.
I love that going back in time.
Yeah.
Land of the Lost. Well, I
Yeah.
know that wasn't going back.
Well, if you
in
watch
time,
this one,
but-
this is, a modern day one, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So,
All right, and last top 5. Top 5 musicians. Bands,
I like
whatever.
everything.
whatever.
I'm Southern rock.
Okay.
Allman Brothers, CCR,
Yes.
Marshall Tucker. I like Styx, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin. So, all those type of things,
Favorite Allman Brothers song?
I would say Sweet Melissa.
Okay. Melissa Motto, that's...
Yeah, there you go. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that. I do like Jessica, though
Yeah.
that has no words to it at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, they have some good songs.
Ramblin' Man. I do love the Allman
The Ramblin' Man
Brothers.
is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, all great bands. No Beatles? Beatles aren't up there?
I'm better. I like the Stones better.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen the Stones a couple times too.
Okay.
Mick Jagger, for an old guy, still gets around.
I can't believe Keith Richard,
He should have been dead.
how is he alive?
don't
And
know.
all these other people, you're like,
Yeah.
they live nice, clean lives, and this guy still, he's
Yeah,
still
they
going.
just lost a drummer this year.
Oh, did they?
He passed away. So.
Yeah, that's it stinks, but I do like the Stones, but I'd go Beatles. I love the Beatles. All right, let's get into my favorite segment of the show.
Yeah.
This is blank. This is where we put your feet to the fire here.
Yeah.
We give you the real hard questions.
Yeah.
We're going to go blank versus blank. You got to pick one. You got to tell me why.
Okay.
First one, better hitter, Tony Gwynn or Pete Rose?
I would say average-wise, and I would say Tony Gwynn, only because he was a more well-rounded player. The person with the biggest heart, I would say, would be Pete Rose, because if you watch some of the stuff that he did, sliding the bases head first,
Running over
doing
catcher
all
in an
stuff.
all-star
I
game.
mean, I think he was a brutal player, but I'd say for finesse and just an all-around player, I would say Tony Gwynn for sure.
Good answer. I mean, I like them both. Obviously, I saw
Yeah.
Pete Rose more in highlights, but I got to watch Tony Gwynn
Yeah,
growing up.
I
and-
actually seen Pete Rose growing up, so.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the Big Red Machine.
Yeah, he was just like I said. I mean, if you were catching, you'd be afraid of him coming in.
So did you totally missed, like, so were you on the ship during the 75 World Series? Like, you couldn't watch that at all? Or did you get any
No,
chance
no,
to
I
see-
was home. I was home for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What a series.
yeah,
You know, that's something. You look back and you're like, man, I'm glad the Red Sox didn't win because I got to see the curse broken.
Yeah.
But man,
yeah.
what a story that
And
would
the
have
count
been.
fist home run.
Oh, yeah, unbelievable. All right, if you only get to watch one for the rest of your life, one goes away. Would you rather watch the Patriots or the Red Sox?
Patriots.
That's been the popular answer lately. Yeah.
I mean, football is a whole different game. I mean, people just crashing each other, trying to make a play. And, when they do make a good run or something, it's exciting for people. When there's a long pass to somebody and they make a touchdown, what do you comparing that against a home run or whatever, a good strikeout or whatever.
Football really is starting to take over, and I think
Yeah.
it's the one day of the week. Like, I posted pictures of me at the Patriots game. People were like, "I've never seen you so happy in your life."
Yeah.
I'm like, because it's just so. I can't. I want to be at Gillette every home game if I could.
I mean, the kids went
know.
to a game all together. That was pretty exciting, Cooking out, doing the tailgating and all that stuff, So I think part of the game is outside before you go to the game.
Yeah, the
I mean, a
pregame.
warm up,
Yeah.
pregame or whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it,
There's. I mean, tailgating is so much
Yeah.
fun.
And then I guess the worst part of it is driving home.
Then you got to figure that out.
Yeah.
And the NFL is so popular. They even talk about at some point going to 40 teams, which I'm like, right,
It's going to be hard to do.
they're gonna get. I hope they don't get above.
They would need like 2 leagues. I don't think you could do it in 1 league.
Yeah, they say 5 teams per division.
And
all
then
this
maybe
other
at the
stuff.
end, have something. But
What other major cities are you not hitting already? Like, it's gonna it would water down the sport, I think.
yeah, well, you look at California's got 3 teams. I mean, it's just different things. Vegas has got a team now, which never had one. So it's, I guess, wherever you can think of. But I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly don't want to see that.
Yeah.
More responsible for the success of the New England Patriots in the last 20 years, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady?
Can I say somebody else?
If you want. That's
Robert
it.
Kraft.
Saying Robert Kraft. Okay.
I think he took a team from Sullivan, which was good too, for,
Yeah.
team. But, he got the actual, town and everything else to help build a team. For the success, I think you got to start with him.
He bought the
I
team
can't
in-
say that, of course, Brady and, Belichick has a big part of it, but I think the owner had a real big part of it.
Because he buys the team in '94. He gets Drew Bledsoe, I think, in the first round.
Yeah.
There was talk about moving the team somewhere else.
Yeah,
He was a fan.
yeah.
I think that's a good answer. I mean, Robert Kraft has been a wonderful owner.
Yeah, I mean, of course you got to say, like they say, Tom Brady is the best quarterback, and who's the best coach? Belichick, by far. I mean, he takes people that, and like I say earlier, they put them in a situation they can, be excel or be one of the top players in that position.
I'll say this: if the Patriots win the division, Bill Belichick needs to be Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Because they were not good last year.
Yeah,
And to take this rookie quarterback and do what they're doing now, there's still plenty of football to play.
yeah,
But man, he has looked really good.
yeah.
Would you rather play softball or baseball?
I'd rather play softball, but I'd like to try baseball again,
Okay.
just for the hell of it. So. I mean, baseball's a lot faster sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know yourself, if you're playing, you have a good pitcher, the game can go, along a lot quicker. And if you have one that's off a night, the game can last a lot longer. You know what I mean? So, but I think it's hard to keep up with baseball at a certain age because it's a whole different sport. You know what I mean? Whereas softball, you can play a lot longer, I believe. You know.
And the games are done a lot faster.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know if I could play softball for 3 hours at a time.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can be a long game. But baseball, it's it's just a different thing. There's more running, and that ball is a lot harder, and it goes a lot quicker, and. So.
I'll tell you what, I one time played an over 25 game, and I hadn't played baseball in almost 10 years, and they had me in left field, and I almost crapped myself when the ball went up in the air. I was like, oh my God, it's so small. Where is it? Like, I've been catching softballs all this time, and I was like, literally, I'm like, how did I used to do this in high school? And now I'm like scared to death of the ball. Like, yeah.
The first time I threw a girls' ball, softball, I threw it right into the ground.
Oh, really?
Because I was used
so
to
much
winding
smaller,
up, you know what I mean? It went right in the ground. So
absolutely
it's a
crazy.
little embarrassing, but
Hey, what are you gonna do? I feel worse for the pitchers that have to throw that because they all struggle. Hulk Hogan or The Rock?
I think The Rock. I mean, Hulk Hogan, he definitely was a big draw for the sport, no question about it. But I think Rock is just more of a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he has to try as hard to be popular. The Hulk, all this stuff, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I think Rock's more appealing to the
mainstream.
Yeah.
Well, and then we are.
Well, what do you think? I mean, you're
I
a
was
wrestler guy.
I was a little Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As much as I love The Rock,
yeah,
we've said on the show, Terry Bollea is a piece of shit. I have no problem saying that. Hulk Hogan, we all loved him. So we love the character, don't like the human being that played that character.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Hogan, simple coming down, the music, hits the leg drop, the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can top that.
Yeah.
As much as I love The Rock, and it's his 25th anniversary, debuting in WWE yesterday, but they'll be doing something, I think, at Survivor Series on Sunday. Nashville Sunday Co-ed or Nashville Industrial League?
I can't pick that.
This is the tough questions.
It is. It's too tough.
Because we got two more tough ones.
Yeah. Because the problem is one's a co-ed and one's a men's team.
All right, which if you just had to hang out?
I hang out in both of them, so I guess.
Yeah.
Well, one's on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy yourself more. You don't have to worry about, rushing out because, I don't know, we used to have this thing called the chair line. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah, Melissa, Kyle.
Yeah, Jose and everybody else. We sit there and we could play the first game and be there until the end of the day.
That is something I enjoy. Like, I love being like the first game, be like, I'm going to sit here and heckle everybody for the rest of the day.
And that was
great.
That was a real fun time on the Sundays. I got to say that was very enjoyable. But also in the men's league, you can joke around with each other, making fun of each other after the game.
Yeah.
If you made a bad play or something, you could just joke about and have fun and whatever. I like that part of it too.
I think what's the best about our men's league now is like we've all been playing with each other for so long.
Or against each other.
It's just against each other, and we're all buddies.
And that heckling during the game, or when you're getting up, from the other team, this guy can't do this.
I will say when I came off injury, some of the heckling I took, I said, shut your mouth. And
there's some pretty good heckling going on.
Yeah. Thunder Buddies or Kung Fury? Won championships with both.
Yeah. That's another one I got to say. I enjoy both of them. I mean, it's both teams. I got to say, we started at a point that we started from the bottom up, and it went from years and years of being, bad teams to getting better and better, and then winning a championship. And this year, I had a hard time with the Thunder Buddies, and we all know because we had a hard time getting enough people there every game. So
And Kung Fury peaked. I mean, there were
Yeah.
times they were struggling too, though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We
And
had
then, you know,
we had a couple of years the same thing. Having enough people to come, and like some people would join and say, I only can make it Tuesday and I can make it Thursday or whatever it was, and it made it tough. But we always had a nucleus of 5, 6, 7 guys that showed up every game.
yeah.
So that became the nucleus to add the new guys, which made a big difference, you know what I mean? So at least you had a good base of guys. And for Thunder Buddies, for years and years, we had the same thing. We had enough guys all the time, and this year was a little disappointing. And, Max was talking about next year bringing a bunch of new guys in and going back to where we were before.
Well, that's going to be our final one here.
Yeah. Final.
Better coach, Max Vignola or Alex Clark?
They both have two different ways of coaching. So I got to say.
I can see very different. Yes, very different.
So I got to say, as far as fun and, easygoing coach, Max has got it.
Yeah.
And he's a good coach. He gets people to like, everyone likes him. Alex is more serious about thinking about the lineup. If you watch him do a game, he walks around checking everybody out and everything, and he doesn't say anything. And then he puts a lineup together.
Yeah.
So Max will take he might give Schultz a book for a game.
Yeah.
All right, you make the lineup.
Yeah.
Or give someone else the book for a game, whatever. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
But the most serious coach, I would say, would be Alex.
Awesome. Good answer.
But I love watching both coach because it's
both
just
are
the way
great
they do it.
guys.
Yeah.
Their personalities couldn't be any different.
Yeah.
But Ken, I really appreciate you coming on.
We're done.
It's been good to have.
kidding.
We had finally got the legend in the studio. We'll have to have you come back another time.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no, this has been a blast. So love to do it again. But everybody out there, have a good week. Again, we're saying get vaccinated. If you're asked to wear a mask, wear a mask. Keep your heads up. Unless you're Soapy pre-op, then I really don't care what you do. You are a coward, sir. But until next week, let freedom ring.
Hey, can I say one last thing? Just keep Jackie and Eric in mind. They were great guys, and if anyone has problems, make sure you get some help, please.
I like.
All right.
Thanks, Ken. Yeah, no, and we do advocate for that. There are people to reach out to if you are having any substance abuse problems. But good point, Ken. We appreciate that. Until next time, let freedom ring.